Hello folks. Today I'd like you to join me as we take a trip up to Rocky Mount, North Carolina. I'm heading up to the Harley dealership there because I'm getting my 15,000 mile service, and it's a great ride, not to mention the fact that it's pretty cheap up there and they're very friendly. On the way I'm going to be doing some griping in my first video log, and this is primarily for my brother Mark, who has been complaining that my videos are about as exciting as watching paint dry. So this one's for you. Okay, so to make this video slightly more interesting, I have some commentary to go along with it, or more like a gripe or video log, or whatever the hell you want to call it. This is mostly because my brother said that my videos were boring as hell. So anyway, here goes. I've got a gripe. The gripe is people who think that whatever they ride is the best damn ride that anybody could ride in the whole world. For example, Goldwing riders, Honda Goldwing riders. I ran into one at the Ham and Yam Festival in Smithfield, North Carolina, and I talked to him. And I had my Harley shirt on because I happen to like to wear that shirt, and so I was wearing it, and I said to him, "Hey, that's a nice bike." So he starts going on about all the features it has, and I said, "Great, that's wonderful. You know, stereo and GPS and heated everything, and it never breaks down, has a reverse gear, the whole nine. I've got nothing against that. I really admire it." So I was being very nice and saying, "Well, that's a great bike. How much do you pay for it? How many miles a gallon does it get? Blah, blah, blah." And he's starting to get snooty with me, and here's the evidence. As he's backing the bike up, he puts it in his reverse gear, and he looks at me and he says, "Try that on the Harley." As if, you know, I give a shit. Sorry, kiddies, for the bad language, but come on now. Just because you ride a Honda Goldwing doesn't mean that every other bike in the whole world sucks. If you ride a Kawasaki 9 billion or a Hayabusa gazillion zillion, and you can go from 0 to light speed in 2.2 seconds, fine, that's for you. Doesn't mean that you have to disparage everybody else in the whole world who doesn't ride the bike that you ride. Same thing with Harley riders. Harley riders say, "Oh, that's a bunch of rice rocket shit, that's imitation Harley, blah, blah, blah." Come on, people. The bike that you like to ride is the bike that you like to ride. It doesn't mean that you have to hate everybody else's bike. It doesn't mean you have to criticize everybody else for what they choose. It's like a religion, for God's sakes. My religion is the best religion and your religion sucks. You know what? To each his own. Leave well enough alone. For God's sake, stop sniping at people. If you're on two wheels, you're fine in my book, as long as you're responsible on the road. Anyway, that's the end of my gripe. Oh, wait a minute. I thought of another gripe, or not a gripe so much as an explanation, I suppose. This one concerns the choice of bike that I ride, which is, of course, a Harley Davidson Road King Classic. You've seen the videos. People say, you know, "Why do you ride that? You know, it's really not American made, and Harley quality is really bad. They break down all the time. They're really slow, poor performance. They don't handle well." There are umpteen arguments against getting a Harley and getting something Japanese, or getting something British, or getting something German. I understand all the arguments. I've heard them all before, read them. People love to hate on Harleys. Here's why I ride the bike that I ride. First of all, I like the old style look of a bike. I like that classic 1940s, even 1930s style of bikes, the old WLAs, the old knuckleheads, that type of bike. However, that kind of bike doesn't exist anymore. Those bikes are antiques now. You have to pay umpteen thousands of dollars to get them, and you have to be wrenching them all the time. and they don't go particularly quickly compared to most of the machines that are out there today. But I would like to have a bike that looks like that harkens back to an earlier age when motorcycling wasn't a high-performance sport thing where you had to go through the twisties at 95,000 miles an hour. I like the old style, and that's what the Road King is. It looks like an old classic bike. As for quality, I haven't had any breakdowns yet. I know I'm still a newbie at this. I've only been riding for about 16,000 miles, but in that time, I've never had a breakdown. Never had an oil leak, nothing. So, in terms of quality, I don't really have a problem with it. The new Harley engines seem to me to be of pretty good quality. Haven't heard a whole lot of bad things about the twin cam. The 88B is what I have, not the 96. And I'm not complaining. As for other performance aspects, the speed of it, I can get into traffic faster than most cars can, unless you're a really souped up car, and even then I think I can give you a run for your money since I got the Reinhardt pipes and the Power Commander and the big flow air thing, whatever. I got those things because I wanted to make sure that I could hold my own in traffic, which I can. Am I going to challenge a Hayabusa off the line, or a Ninja, or a Hurricane, whatever the hell they're called? No! That's not the purpose of a Road King. The purpose of a Road King is to go down the road at a leisurely pace, of course going the speed limit, slightly above, so you don't piss people off behind you, but you enjoy the ride. That's the point, folks. You're out on the road, wind's in your face, you're looking at the beautiful horizon, looking at the trees, of course you're doing, what you have to do to maintain your safety, the search, evaluate, execute, whatever the hell thing it is, seek. By the way, I do recommend the MSF course if you haven't taken it. If you're a newbie like me, then I highly recommend that. So, for me, the bike that I have suits my desires. It gets me where I want to go in a fashion that I enjoy. It's comfortable, and I don't feel like I'm lacking for anything. If you like to go really, really fast, and you like to dip the bike really low, Harley is definitely not for you, or at least the Road King is not for you, because that type of bike isn't designed for that. By the same token, just because that bike isn't designed for that does not mean it's not a motorcycle, or that it's not even worth riding. It's just catered toward a different type of rider, which I am. Well, folks, that was the trip to Rocky Mount. Hope it wasn't too boring, and I hope I didn't piss you off too much. Stay safe out there.